So I was recently having a conversation with an entrepreneur friend of mine, and he mentioned something, and it sparked a slew of questions in my head because it's touched on the subject that's near and dear to me. This is on brand and brand communication and how companies communicate their brand to their targeted audience. And for those of you who are just starting out or potentially creating a new brand, I thought I'd share with you some of the thoughts that I wrote down after that conversation to see if it would be helpful and useful to you. So let me take you through it. The first question to ask yourself is, what do you do? Now, for some of you, this may be straightforward because maybe you're just working only on one brand. For others, maybe you have multiple brand products, and this would require a bit more planning, a bit more strategy, and how you're going to communicate each individual brand and how they would stand out just on their own or how they tie back together. So an effective strategy that gets rolled out really helps the customer to know who you are, not just your customer, but also the general public. And they can follow along and understand your story and know what you're offering. So the next question is, who do you do it for? I recently made a video about communication strategy and gaining traction with your core audience. To give you a short version of that video, basically I talk about Dove soap and the Real Beauty campaign. So technically speaking, anyone can use Dove soap, but that's not who Dove decided to communicate with. They went to the core audience, which is female, and basically female, 95% of the female, not the 5% supermodels who fit into the skinny jeans nice and neatly with no muffin top. And the way that they executed the campaign touched those women in a way that changed the perception of their brand before. And it went from, in 2004, I think that according to Adweek, the brand was doing about 2.5 million, and in 2014 that was 2.5 billion, and in 2014 it jumped to 4 billion according to Adweek in 2014 report. So who knows where they are right now in 2018. I imagine they're still increasing and growing with this Real Beauty campaign as it continues to evolve. The next question to ask is, how do you do it differently? So our world is extremely noisy. How you do it differently certainly matters. So it could be the magic bullet that helps your brand to be something that's viral, or it can also raise your profile so much that you're able to beat out the Goliath in the marketplace. Now, a brand that can answer this they can answer it in a number of ways. So let's take one for example. Maybe you're doing it differently, like the way Airbnb disrupted the hotel and accommodations industry. But your brand doesn't necessarily have to always be disruptive. It could just be that your process to help your clients could also be different. I don't mean just clients, but also your customers and as well as your prospect. So your process could be something new and interesting to the table that helps them solve a problem that's different and unique. So how you do it differently certainly matters. So the other question is, how do you address the needs and wants of the target market? I want to give you a great example, which I feel myself as well as the whole office benefit regularly. One of our clients is an on-demand app, and we don't have a messenger in our office, so this on-demand app is for multitude of things, and it's great. So they help us from doing delivery of documents to picking up food to document processing, even when my children forget things at home and I need to quickly send something to the school, whether it's homework or the sports uniform, I can get that done without having to stop and go and actually do that myself. So this addressing need and want is so critical because maybe somebody hasn't really thought it out, but I'm very grateful that, for this app. So I benefit from this from a customer point of view, that it really helps me solve a lot of problems, logistic problems that I think many of us who live in a very congested city want solved, because we can't always be in multiple places in a very short amount of time. So addressing the need and wants of the target market and solving a big pain point is something that, you should ask yourself, is this the value proposition that we're bringing to our client? So the other question to ask yourself is, how is your value proposition clear and different and very distinctive? One of the dangers is when you're a brand, and it may be the case that you're a Me Too brand, when you get into that position where there's too many substitutes for you, you're basically swimming in a red ocean. So there's a lot of competition and there's a lot of noise in that marketplace. Your target audience may forget what is your message, because you may not be cutting through the clutter, because due to other brands that are very similar to you, they're also communicating, and you will maybe not standing out in their mind as to be the right choice for them. So the clearer, the more distinctive your brand is, the easier it is to communicate and get traction with your core audience. One case in point is Virgin Galactic. It's Branson's dream to commercialize space tourism. There are a couple other players, but it's very much still a blue ocean when you think about it. It's not a busy red ocean sort of place, because not everybody's trying to go to space or have put the investment down to start doing these types of tests and talking about it. So these basically, when possible, do try to move your brand into that blue ocean space to give yourself that distinction. So if you're looking to get help with your brand strategy, value proposition, as well as your messaging, please reach out to us, give us a call or email us. We love to hear from you. We hope that what you just saw just now was very helpful to you. So if you liked it and you find it that it's going to help you take you places, please like and give it a thumbs up and share with a friend. Thank you and have a great day.